dial is not in service at this time.
Ladies and gentlemen, please take your seats. The show is about to begin.
Good afternoon to all of you South Africalings. How are all of you doing? I hope you're keeping well and strong, and yeah, just keeping on, hey? Keeping on, that's what we do so well. We don't have a choice, do we? Anyway, guys, this is the Wayne G Show in nature, as you can see, as usual. And this is Real Talk Radio, where the talk is always real. Hey guys, yes, today I'm going to talk about something. As I was walking through the nursery, you look at the different plants, and because it's a nursery, you've got a high concentration of many different varieties of plants around you, much more than you'd have in your average garden or anywhere really, because it's a nursery. So you know what, we've got such a high dense variety of plants, and you look at them and you look at how each one of them has adapted to the environment, and what they need to do to survive, and you actually see how incredibly awesome these trees actually are. Hey guys, it's unbelievable. I was looking at some of the more exotic species, and some of them look like little aliens. It's unbelievable, hey? Like those Venus flytraps. I don't know if you've seen them. I'm sure you have as kids, hey? It's like stuff out of the Little Shop of Horrors. Yeah, and then we also, we doctor our plants, and we shape them into balls, and we manicure them, and it makes such a huge part of our lives and such a massive part of our well-being. And being in a garden or having a garden is therapeutic, hey? It's like you're in an environment that you've created in this like natural oasis. If you keep looking behind me, it's all about adaptation. And as much as animals and mammals and fish and all different species adapted to live, so did plants, hey? And yeah, survival of the fittest, hey? You know what, they may not be able to move because their roots are in the ground, but they definitely are adaptive to their environments, hey? And as humans, we have to be adaptive too, hey? As Darwin postulated all those years ago, hey? When he went through the Galapagos Islands, and he documented how creatures evolved, and he came to the consensus, or to the conclusion, that it's not the strongest that survive. It's not the biggest and the most burly and the grandest, the megalodons and the dinosaurs of ages gone by, and that. It's not those that survive. It's the ones that are most adaptive to change. Yes, it's the ones who can adapt to change. Survival of the fittest. You have to be able to adapt to your environment in order to survive. And if you're a big creature like a megalodon, for example, they went extinct. And one of the reasons for them going extinct is believed is because their food supplies dwindled. And, a massive creature like that needs to have a huge supply of food in order to sustain itself. And, if food numbers or food varieties do drop, you have a drop-off in the species that are above them. Everything is in balance in nature. Well, except for humans. We're not in balance, hey? We're not part of the balance in nature. We're definitely not the species that is best known for balance. Hey, we tend to imbalance or imbalance nature. So yeah, guys, today I wanted to really just talk about adaptation, and this year especially, hey? Again, COVID-19 hit South Africa, hit the world in early 2020, and everything changed. And what did we have to do? We had to adapt. We had to adapt to our environment in order to survive it. And you know what? We're a good 10, 11 months into it now, or, from when it first happened. So let's just say, 9 good solid months into it. And we've had to adapt, hey? And in many, many ways, from business to how we live our daily lives, to making sure we have our masks. We have to adapt. And you realize as a species, a human species is pretty good at that. We're pretty good at adapting, and some of the things are actually done subconsciously. It's done through habitual repetition of behavior, and through that repetition of behavior, so we start to learn and acquire new ways and new coping mechanisms of getting through our day. And they may be little things, you know, but we've had to adapt, and we've had to adapt through very, very stressful times and difficult times. But yes, adaptation has been, again, the reason that we're here standing and able to carry on. You know, if we weren't able to adapt, we wouldn't be here anymore. We'd be long gone. So yeah, you know, it's something that we often don't even think about. But think about your lives. Think about how you adapt to situations, you know, how you adapt to change. And this is a perfect year to, you know, at the end of the year, to look back on this year and have a look at yourself and how you adapted and what you did, and if you grew, and if you got tougher, and if you actually maybe even were humbled by this year. In other words, you know, being knocked off your feet and forced into your house and not being able to move, and, you know, all your luxuries almost taken away from you in many ways. You know, you had to actually get by with less. And how did that make you feel? Did that trouble you? Did you adapt to it quickly? Was it a difficult adaptation? Are you still adapting? Because yeah, I think sometimes I'm still adapting. Hey, you know, this new way of life. You know, you get out your car and you go to the shops, and you're walking down towards the shops, and you know, you think everything's fine, and then you look around and everyone's wearing masks, and you're like, oh fuck, my mask. And off you go back to the car and all that kind of stuff. So, you know, it's stuff that you've still got to remind yourself to do, hey? And working from home, you know, working in a new environment, and, you know, how have you adapted to that? You know, instead of being with your colleagues all day, you speak and you look at your colleagues through computers and computer screens. You know, you don't travel to your meetings anymore. You have them on Zoom or Skype, and, you know, it's different. It's really, really different. And you've had to then again adapt to living at home and separating your home life from your work life, where in the past you used to go to the office, so it was very simple. You know, it was easy to separate work and home because you didn't work at home. But this year you were forced to work at home. So yeah, things change, hey? And again, what is it? Adaptation, hey guys? Adaptation is so important, and it's something that I think highly successful people are able to do extremely quickly, and that's how they become successful and remain successful, is that they adapt to their environment. And yeah, think about it, eh? It's something awesome to ponder and think about how, you know, adaptive we are to our environment. So that's my talk for today, guys, all about adaptation. Are you adapting? Peace and love.